Hi Scorpio, friends, family, and cross watchers. Welcome to December 4th. Oh my goodness, already 2023. In meditating on your energy this morning, the Child of Crystals came out. This is Huckleberry Finn. There's a raccoon in the picture that talks about like unmasking. And then he's fishing, looking in the reflection. So we'll read that card and then we'll just open with the energies for this week. If you want to enter to win a free reading on 12/12, all you have to do is put free reading in the comments and I will announce the winner in a post on 12/12. So please be aware of any scammers. That is the only place I'll announce it. Welcome to today. Excuse me. All right. Child of Crystals. This would be like the Page of Pentacles in the tarot, I believe. Yeah. The Child of Crystals, represented by Mark Twain's delightful character Huck Finn, is the untamed part of us that desires adventure and an uncivilized relationship with the earth. In the beginning stages of consciousness, we are introduced to the concepts of abundance, honesty, boundaries, experimentation, and responsibility on the physical plane. How we deal with these attributes has a direct bearing on our maturation beyond the child state of existence. Huck Finn is the proverbial vagabond boy, the son of the town drunk who rebels against the dictates of social convention. During Huck's adventures on the Mississippi River, many symbolic issues arise concerning freedom, his own and the freedom of black slave Jim, and the quest for higher life. The issue of the wise use of earthly resources is presented when Huck and his companion Tom Sawyer find money that robbers have hidden in a cave. They get $6,000 apiece as a reward, all in gold. The judge allows them to have $1 a day. Huck's life is one of wit, trial, and error, and the desire to remain a child at heart. Ultimately, we can identify with Huck's resistance to growing up as he experiences obstacles and triumphs throughout his initiation into adulthood. Huck Finn is a reminder of the earthy soul within ourselves. He is a mirror reflection of nature's wildness and the independent spirit personified by the great god of the pagan world, Pan. In the Child of Crystals card, Huck is fishing in the Mississippi on a lazy summer's day. One might say that he is fishing for new knowledge in the wisdom stream of humanity's consciousness. As the Child of Crystals, he has his various animal friends, his trusty slingshot, and a calmness that reminds us of the harmonious vibrations of Mother Nature. When Huck appears for you, let your adventurous spirit roam free. Excuse me. Hike through the woods, leave the world of civilization for the great outdoors. Paddle your canoe downstream. Ask yourself some hard questions about your personal freedom, your use of physical gifts with sensitivity and skill, and any fears you may have about being a responsible member of society. Try to fathom where you are now along the meandering river of life. Ooh, well, that's pretty deep, friends. We're going to talk a little bit about that and draw some cards, but first let's do some sound healing. All right. So the idea of connection with nature did come up for me on my morning drive. I have a drive that I do every morning to go drop off my son, and I was thinking about how, like, when I was a kid, and even like as a younger adult, I remember playing Skyrim, and my character was like wandering around out in the woods, right? And I was like, why can't we just do this? Why can't we just live like this? But living in the woods is really difficult, right? There's certainly a level of sacrifice of the inner child in favor of responsibility, regardless of living in the woods or living in civilization. There's definitely something here about asking yourself, the devil reversed, where you stand as far as the like meandering river of life, like where you stand in terms of, I think, like the processes of civilization that are in place in order to allow your lifestyle. What route does your morning coffee take? Something as simple as that. And what resources go into transporting it? And what processes of civilization go into ensuring that that continues? What else for Scorpios this week? All right, so this is pretty powerful. Right out the gate, we have the Devil reversed, debauchery reversed, Venus and Scorpio. So what I'm seeing here is sort of some overcoming of like sensual pleasure. The Prince of Discs, getting more grounded in the material also. Like maybe your sensual pleasures, luxury in the past have been like distracting, and sort of in the same vein, you're getting more grounded here. Weird. Okay, yeah, Prince and Princess of Discs. There's something very hold on, I'm a little bit distracted. My oven is not turning on, so I need to turn it off really quickly. Please excuse me for just a moment. It's a little bit alarming. Turn the oven on and it doesn't like light. I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Let's see here. So the Prince and Princess of Discs with the Prince of Wands. Defeat, Five of Swords. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have going on? What I'm seeing is that your vital energy in getting grounded before may have been sort of like Lord of the Flies-esque, like with debauchery and the Devil reverse clarified by the Child of Crystals as like Huck Finn. There's this sort of like wishing things could be, I'm really having some trouble like formulating the words right now for this, but there's this like energy of wishing things could be I'm hearing Lost Boys, like 808 on the timer. Like not needing to like hold up to the responsibilities of adulthood or of society, or like I was reading in the Red Book yesterday, and one of the lines that came out, he said was that the death of the hero, or that initial sort of like Cain and Abel like murder that occurred for humanity, it left this like poison tipped arrow in our subconscious. And it was the fight between will power and those who like allow, between like willing and allowing, essentially. And so what I'm seeing here is that you wanted to be in a space of like allowing, like in a very natural way, but what this did paradoxically was like bring you into this like state of willing for things to be like almost frozen in time. And I think that this can go sort of hand in hand with how the values of our society can sometimes be portrayed, like wanting to maintain youthfulness or newness, or like, this is such a strange abstract energy, but it's like you've overcome the idea that that this can be everlasting with luxury here and the Four of Cups. Like, there's an overindulgence in the luxuries of like naivety almost. And you've directed your, and lust as well, reversed. You've directed your vital energy with this Prince of Wands, using like some lion-hearted bravery. The staff here indicates, I think it's the ibis, and it's the ability to like speak up, to stand in your power. And in doing this, you're embodying this Prince of Discs, Princess of Discs energy, like a really balanced, ready to bring something new into your existence, holding the physical form, and your chariot, like moving steadily forward. This is the Ankh with the world right here, so the waters of life on this staff. And then the diamond is like, it's like forming something new through the pressure of duality, and like being able to hold two things that are opposing in the same space together to move forward. So I think that's what this luxury card is indicating with the Devil and Debauchery reverse. It's like, in order to make your way out of this sort of temptation or this stagnation here, you've used the nature of duality, that yes and energy, rather than this is true or that is true, yes and this is true, to move yourself forward. And this has created some sort of mental like difficulties for you with the Five of Swords indicating defeat, Venus and Aquarius energy. It could be, especially Aquarius being like the communal energy, right? It could be that describing is like describing this process the same way that I'm having some difficulty describing this process. Describing this process has been difficult for you. This Prince of Cups reversed with lust reversed. That is so interesting. So lust is typically strength. It's ruled by Leo. Excuse me. And then the Prince of Cups is water signs, right? And I think the princes are air, the airy part of water, the airy part of earth here. Somehow you're grounding, you have air, fire, or air, water, air, fire, air, earth. And then you have fire here with with strength reversed and air. And then you have the Princess of Discs, like grounding all of this like airy elemental energy, essentially. This is the earthy part of earth, I think. Princesses are earth. Super, super grounded. So what is this lust reverse? The Lovers reverse, yeah. Gemini energy. So coming out of some devil, debauchery, maybe in lust, like Scorpio, I'm hearing like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Like maybe there was a, with the Knight of Wands, maybe there was like a, phase for you where you went through that. Maybe you're still in that. Excuse me. The Prince of Cups is like an artistic, vocal, like creator who can be sort of volatile. Sometimes it's like I kind of think of him as like Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. Like he just comes off really snobby and like self-involved and stuff, but he's really just tremendously shy. Like he has a hard time speaking up. But this guy, like, he can also mean If he's reversed, it can mean that perhaps you have viewed somebody in a love or lust situation in a way that they are not. With the devil underneath here, the Four of Cups, luxury, lust and love reversed, and the Prince of Cups reversed. It's like, it's almost like you're claiming the emotional projections. You're claiming the way that you created this, like, this artwork of how you viewed another person. Could be a Capricorn, Gemini, Leo, or another water sign. Moon in Cancer, maybe a Cancer. But the energy for this week is like, maybe you're getting sober, or you're claiming some sort of like emotional energy that left you stagnant, either related to this situation, or your sort of some childhood aspects of not wanting to be like tamed. I'm seeing the beast here upside down on this lust card, and then Huck Finn as like the sort of wild, untamable, right? I think we're going to clarify this with the tarot, because if anything, this Thoth tarot is bringing out more questions than answers, which might also be how you're feeling this week, Scorpio. Like, maybe you're trying to get some clarity on something. But I think in your energies, you've just cleared out a major cycle through the readings that I've done and some of the readings that I've seen. Our collective has sort of been closing out some major cycles. So you might be feeling a little bit like uneasy in the unknown, especially as you get more grounded in your 3D reality. This might be a little bit like blocky, structured, like, for some reason I'm also hearing stone walling, like you might be realizing that you need to set more solid boundaries, or that the boundaries of your reality are more solid than you previously expected them to be, with all this fiery, watery mental stuff going on back here. Love reversed. You have the Lovers reversed, the Two of Cups reversed, and Strength or Lust reversed. So definitely something about, I think, projection of your vital energy onto others to create this like devil debauchery stuff, and it's like you're getting really super grounded, setting boundaries. Okay, one more from the Thoth Tarot, and then we'll clarify with the traditional Rider-Waite. Spirit, please protect this reading for Scorpios today. Give us some clear, solid energy to work with here. The Knight of Cups reverse. Okay. I don't know what else to say about this reading, but the Knight of Cups is usually like my love offer card. If the Knight of Cups is coming in for you, it means somebody's bringing in a love offer. You have literally every card in the Thoth Tarot that could indicate love in a romantic sense reversed in this reading. Love, lust, Two of Cups, actually called love, and then the Knight of Cups reversed, with the double reversed and debauchery reversed. So there's definitely something about, like, however you are viewing romantic relationships, that is coming undone. Maybe some sort of partnership came undone. Venus and Cancer. You might want to look at where Venus is at in your chart. I think today is the first day of Venus in Scorpio. Astrologically, we have the 4 here with luxury. You might be finding that keeping your emotional cups balanced requires this sort of putting up big boundaries between you and any kind of sense of romantic love at the moment. Or if you're in a relationship that's steady and happy, it might just mean like needing to refocus your emotional energy into something like passionate or creative because you've reached sort of a point of stagnation. Regardless, there's definitely this new fiery, masculine, and earthy, like masculine / feminine energy coming in to help you defeat any, what I'm hearing is like negative thoughts about how you are perceived in your community with this Five of Swords. The community aspect of Aquarius is really standing out to me with this card. And usually the Five of Swords is like, in this deck, right, the Rider-Waite, it's like this guy who has all these swords and he's just defeated two of his opponents, and it involves mastery over the battlefield as part of the description of the card. But like in this deck, it's almost with the pentagram reversed, it's almost like and then this is clarified by Venus, right? We have all this Venus energy in here, and it's a number 5, so big changes. It's almost like Venus, wherever it is in your chart, has manifested as this like constant physical undoing. If you're the kind of person who gives yourself over in love relationships to the point of like debauchery or like being in that devil energy, finding resentment because you're not getting like what you need out of a situation, or you're giving so much and not getting enough back to replenish you that you like are needing to replenish yourself, and you're finding the willpower essentially to do that with this Prince of Wands, Knight of Wands, and defeating whatever sort of social prejudices might have been established in you in childhood regarding sort of overgiving of yourself, especially emotionally. Getting much more grounded and balanced in the duality of like your male and female energies, regardless of how you identify. You have Prince of Discs, Princess of Discs, and then Four of Cups upright, luxury, clarified by the Prince of Wands and the Knight of Wands. What is luxury here for Scorpios? On top of all of this love and devil stuff reverse. That's so crazy. It seems pretty straightforward in terms of like needing to really tend to your own emotional energy, tend to your own emotional cups, set your boundaries in order to avoid that sense of like resentment with this stagnation, debauchery reversed here. The Star reversed. Aquarius reversed. Seven of Pentacles reversed. So maybe you had expectations for some kind of wish fulfillment. Ooh, Knight of Swords. Again, what's coming through just as a repetitive message, I guess, is if you had expectations in some sort of connection, and you offered a bunch of your emotional energy or your love energy or whatever, thinking that this would be returned to you in some way, shape, or form. It's what I'm seeing is like that wasn't. It was like the Star reversed is like thievery. It was like somebody or many people potentially with all of this love energy, like we're thieving from you in your energy. Knight of Swords, air sign, more air energy. And the Knight of Wands. Oh gosh. Five of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. Whoever you were giving to in the past, the Sun. What the heck is going on? Okay, so this week you're potentially experiencing some sort of revelation. Something's coming to light. Somebody said something with the High Priestess on the bottom. So I was going to ask for your advice next. Sorry for the silence, but I'm getting like downloads, and this is just a really different energy. Every week is different, right? Energies come and go. So maybe you were in a connection before. That connection was undone. You or someone else left you out in the cold. We have 5-5 here. Could be an air sign with Aquarius, all coming through here. Resisting recovery with this 4 of Swords reversed. Resisting recovering a 10 of Pentacles. There might be an opportunity for you to open yourself up to this 10 of Pentacles. Especially if you walked away from a situation where you were waiting for that to come in. But, like, I don't know why I'm feeling like there's something, like, unseen here. Why is the 4 of Swords reversed with the 10 of Pentacles reversed? The Lovers and the King of Cups reversed. Yeah. Use your intuition. This is High Priestess is card 2 in the Major Arcana, and then we have card 2 of Cups. King of Cups reversed is you, Scorpio, or another water sign. And it could mean, with the 4 of Swords reversed, 10 of Pentacles, King of Cups reversed, it could mean an emotionally imbalanced person leaving a situation in order to recover, to achieve stability. The 2 of Cups upright. The 9 of Wands reversed. The 2 of Cups upright with the 9 of Wands reversed after all of this is like... What I'm seeing is that this person's coming in to give you a story. Either about the way that they perceive you and this whole situation here, yeah, about the way they perceive you in this whole situation here. And this might reveal to you, it might turn everything up on its head, I'm hearing. With the Sun here and the High Priestess, I think it's something that might bring you a lot of happiness. Has strength and establishes. It might bring strength and a sort of foundation for a new establishment. We also have the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands reversed. You may have recovered from a situation and you might have major anxieties about this whole cycle playing out again, though. What is this? The Hierophant. Yeah, it might have to do with a marriage. With the Hierophant and the High Priestess, it's like they're a divine couple. You have the Prince and Princess of Discs here also, so you might be renewing something. If it's not a foundation with another person in a romantic relationship, it's some sort of like connection in an establishment. Maybe you work in government or like in a school system or something, and there were some anxieties about this Knight of Wands energy and this Prince of Wands. Maybe you, if you were connected with somebody in an established like work situation, you might have had fear about being perceived in a certain way in your work situation and not wanting to like go through with anything there. Also, it could very well have like undone a work situation or a happy situation for you. With this Ten of Pentacles reversed, you could be married and you could have met somebody already, and this is you realizing sort of like that pursuing this situation is giving, it's more anxiety than it's worth. You want to be grounded and happy. You're using your intuition to King of Wands, transmute like excuse me, transmute divine knowledge from above and below, as above so below, to stay balanced and grounded no matter what that means for you. Six of Cups, the Sun, and the King of Wands. On top of the Hierophant. Let's see, this could be, so this card, Six of Cups, means, it says not to focus too much on the past. It's like nostalgia, but basically moving on from nostalgia, because sometimes it's interpreted as like a child or children or somebody you've known since childhood, but the meaning of the card is not to focus too much on the past. There's this guard in the background who I've never seen before. I'm just gonna drop that on the floor, I guess. Excuse me. It's the weirdest reading today already. There's this guard in the background that I've never seen before. He's got his back turned to the situation and he's guarded. So if there's a past person coming in, Taurus, Leo, energy, you might be extremely guarded. You might also be guarding yourself against getting stuck in nostalgia and becoming like rather instead enlightened to the present. The King of Wands is somebody who knows what he wants, takes action, and goes after it. This King of Wands is looking back over all of this mess into this sort of like not wanting to be tamed Page of Pentacles or Child of Crystals. So it's like you're looking back over this. What I'm seeing is like a wildfire that got out of control. Maybe you let your willpower at one point or your passions drive you beyond a point of like stability, like past this sort of Four of Cups luxury card because you were afraid of stagnation or something, even if you were in a happy connection. What I'm seeing with this Ten of Pentacles reverse is that this connection, if it looked happy, it was an illusion. You have the Four of Swords reversed, the Ten of Pentacles reversed, the King of Cups reversed, which is your energy, and the Nine of Wands reversed. So it's like there was too much vital energy being used to fend off like passions or desires or whatever. Like it was keeping you stuck somehow. It was an illusion. Excuse me. And somebody maybe coming back, this Knight of Swords, to like reinvigorate this illusion. And you're gonna understand what to do about it because of this Nine of Swords. You might have anxiety, sleepless nights. You might have, this is coming out as like PTSD after all of this, essentially. You might have PTSD, which is why this person is guarded to the past, or guarded from nostalgia. In any case, you also have the King of Wands, which is like your vital energy is something that you're well aware of how to wield, especially knowing what you've been through. And I think Spirit is really asking you to establish yourself in this Hierophant High Priestess energy as somebody who, with the Sun here, is like spiritually enlightened, but also like getting really grounded. So you may have also like led a very wild spiritual path up until now, that with the Five of Swords, other people sort of like wanted to knock you down for. I don't know, it's the community aspect is really standing out there. Like, and the Five of Swords is the pentacle upside down, which is like the undoing of our physical form, because the five of the pentacle is like the material symbol of a human being, right? Like the Vitruvian man, is that? Yeah. So you may have led like a super spiritual existence up until now, or like been in and out of spirituality, and kind of this is like you overcoming all of these like temptations, from maybe something as simple as like material, like drink, again, that sex, drugs, rock and roll thing came out, to something as complex as like romantic love versus unconditional love. And this is you looking back on all of that and realizing, wow, I've got all these skills, like all this stuff that I've learned, but I don't know how to ground it in reality quite yet. This is my new goal. Or you got to a point where you realized you were ungrounded, became very grounded, and now as you're getting grounded, like your skills are showing up in a whole new expression, or like a elevated expression with the Sun here. Something's bringing you a lot of happiness coming in. This is your advice. So I'm gonna put this mess away. This mess, again, this is the energy for this week, so it might be resolving this week. You might still kind of be in this. You might be feeling a little bit ungrounded, and this is saying that you're going to defeat any thoughts that are like undoing you at the moment, by this week. Your advice is the Prince and Princess of Discs with the Hierophant, the High Priestess, and the Sun. I can't really think of a prettier outcome. But it looks like it will be potentially at the expense of having to, I think, face something with that Strength reversed about love, community, some sort of expectation. I've been really enjoying this Mushroom Hunters Tarot. Okay, let's get advice for Scorpios. Advice for my Scorpios for this week. This is like a really intense, kind of scattered energy, so that's, I think, good that you have the Prince and Princess of Discs here. Advice. What is the Prince and Princess of Discs? The Hanged Man reverse. You're coming unstuck. Yeah. So you may have been experiencing, like, again, like a lot of spiritual downloads. Like you might have been kind of stuck in spirit. Maybe just taking like one of those hiatuses from the world that allows you to sort of download what you need. And now you're coming unstuck and learning how to integrate it in the world. What is the Prince and Princess of Discs? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Oh, it has to do with you've probably given a lot of your energy to others. I'm hearing transactional also, like if you've given a lot of your emotional energy to other people in relationships previously, and nothing was coming back, or you weren't getting back like enough to fill your cup, this is you like learning how to stay grounded as you give and learning how to receive. Like Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords reversed. Somebody who sets boundaries is the Queen of Swords, and she does so with charisma. This is you basically, like, I think telling the universe and yourself, like, these are the boundaries I can't cross, or these are the boundaries I will not allow others to cross, especially as it relates to just staying grounded. Like, you don't want to become ungrounded again. You don't want to be stuck in this Hanged Man energy again. I want to read this Queen of Swords. I love that she's hanging out with her dog, like out in this meadow. Let's read it. Maybe you have 2 queens reversed. That's really interesting. You might also be learning how to... oh, okay, that's weird. I heard put out. So how to not put out. Like you're learning how to... This is like, I don't chase, I attract energy. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords hunts alone, bringing her dog for protection against the unknowns of the wild. Venturing through a coniferous forest, she comes across a clearing of crab brittle gills, an edible treat tasting of shellfish. She knows, however, that mushrooms of the Russula genus are not always easy to tell apart. With several poisonous lookalikes, the crab brittle gill is no exception. It's important to remain objective when foraging, setting clear boundaries between what is edible and what is toxic. Only eat what you can identify with absolute certainty. That is the #1 rule of foraging. Independent, honest, objective, clear boundaries. So you're realizing that, yeah, you have not set clear boundaries in the past. Maybe your boundaries have been too firm. Like if you were out foraging in the woods and that was all you could rely on because it was the end of the world or something, this would be you choosing to starve rather than risk, like, choosing wrong. Which could be how you've been approaching your relationships in the past. Queen of Pentacles. Also with the Queen of Pentacles here, it could be how you've been choosing your career options. Oregon Black Truffle. The Queen of Pentacles carries a bounty of truffles foraged in the Pacific Northwest of North America, which spans from California to British Columbia. Though the Oregon Black Truffle is relatively unknown when compared to the prized black truffles of Europe, it is gaining more and more recognition for its variety of aromas. Described as floral, fruity, chocolatey, and cheese-like, some compare its scent to pineapple. Nurturing, generosity, providing for others. So this is you realizing, like, you need to, yeah, provide for yourself. Like, not expecting transactional stuff or, like, for others to get you unstuck out of this hangman energy. What's also coming through is that in Oregon, the truffle industry is really cutthroat. And, like, you wouldn't think so, right? It's just mushrooms, but, like, there's a big market and people will, like, defend their patches. There's this movie with Nicolas Cage called Pig, and it's about his truffle pig and him trying to get his truffle pig back after it's been stolen. He's a chef in Oregon or something. It's awesome. You should watch it if you like mushrooms and occasional Nicolas Cage movies. Let's see here. What is the Hierophant and the High Priestess? That's coming through anyways. Like, defend your patch of truffles. Defend your truffle pig. Judgment. Yeah, this is you using discernment and judgment in order to, like, lay down the law of your like, I'm hearing, like, the tabernacle of your temple. Like, this is your temple, right? This body, this existence in this world. And she's got the Torah. She's, like, writing down the law of, like, spirit and how it relates to us, like, excuse me, being able to function in 3D reality. And then he's, like, doling out spiritual advice to these people and sitting upon the keys of the kingdom. The keys of the kingdom being, like, what it is that people believe. Page of Swords. you're potentially laying down your judgments about yourself and your life in such a way that it's like becoming grounded, enlightened, or bringing light to like your beliefs. Maybe your beliefs have not always been openly apparent to people around you. And Judgment in the Page of Swords, to me, this is the Judgment or recording angels usually, and the Page of Swords is somebody who's beginning. The sword can indicate writing or a pen or communication. So this could be you writing down your story. That's come out a few times for you Scorpios in the last week or so. We have the Eight of Swords and the Moon. What you don't see is how you're holding yourself back from wanting to feel inspired again, because Seven of Pentacles, I think you feel like there's a time and a place or some sort of waiting that can be done, or like something needs to come to fruition. What you don't see is that you're not cultivating the ground for these enoki mushrooms for this transformation. You're waiting. What is Scorpio waiting for? You're waiting for the Hierophant reversed? You might be waiting for a separation with another person to occur. You might be waiting for like, with all that love stuff that was reversed, you might be in a divorce. You might be waiting to see sort of the ending of some sort of established norm before you feel like the Emperor reverse. Yeah, somebody might be controlling you or trying to control your circumstances, and you're like not wanting to cultivate this under this like oppression. That Knight of Swords. That Knight of Swords character who is trying to come back. I think you're waiting to write your story down or to be unbound for this Knight of Swords person. Whether that be you coming to some decision about like the last word in this situation. Ten of Wands. Like you're wanting to feel unburdened. But it's like, what you don't see is that you have the ability to cultivate the grounds to unburden yourself by just making a judgment call. What is this judgment call for Scorpios? This is a long reading. We're just about done. Thanks for bearing with me today. I don't know why it was such a difficult read. It's so odd. Maybe you're feeling like up against some tough... I'm hearing tough love. Like maybe somebody's coming in to tell you something you don't want to hear. King of Wands. The King of Wands. Again. You got the King of Wands twice. Taking action is your advice. The King of Wands. Gemmed Amanita. Amanita Gemata. Like the Queen of Wands, the King will sit where he wishes. Here he rests on the gemmed Amanita, a close relative of the fly agaric, see the magician, excuse me, though it can be easily mistaken for the death cap, see the Ten of Swords. There is no real danger, as you wouldn't want to consume this mushroom either. Fortunately, the King of Wands isn't here for a meal, but instead a stool from which to lead. Leader, vision, honor, boldness, optimism. Yeah, so you're like waiting for somebody to come in and tell you it's okay to do this, but it's like you're stepping into the realization that this is you. This is your judgment call to make. This is your life. The establishment, again, of your persona in the world. It's like this is the process of individuation completed, and you're being encouraged to like take action by writing it down, or like manifesting, or like writing down some sort of grounded plan going forward, knowing that you know what's right for you. And so I think that's why that intuition, the High Priestess and the Hierophant came out regarding all of this love stuff back here. Whatever your patterns were in the past in relating to other people and stuff, I see that it's perhaps done you a great service in that you've wound up here. but that doesn't have to be your pattern going forward. This King of Wands is you knowing exactly what action to take, exactly where to go, exactly what to do, and trusting yourself. Justice. I'm hearing poetic justice. You might be a poet. You might meet a poet. You might... all that energy that you gave out in the past is like being returned to you through judgment and justice. This could also be with the Hierophant out and reverse and the Emperor reversed, a divorce or like legal situation where you know exactly what action it is that you need to take, and justice is in your favor here. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're going to end it there, Scorpios. I'm going to read one Universal Truths card to, like, just kind of encompass the, like, crazy energy of this reading. Oh, gosh. Purity. Oh, that's beautiful. Purity and certainty. Okay, 2 cards. That's funny. So, purity says, is a conscience and love blended together with human spirit. It is the soul's reverence, true divinity in essence. Through pure thought, the nature of the divine plan can be birthed. Through pure action, the real nature of the divine plan can be maintained. Purity is being perfectly aligned with the universal laws. This energy comes from the unknown, which transcends the physical world. Pure motives are refreshing, reforming, redeeming, and revitalizing. They are ego clear and ego clean. Because they are guileless and guiltless, they are the main ingredient of a miracle and the substance to make it happen. Through our pure thoughts and intentions, we become the ambassadors for heaven making its way to earth. Wow, that's the Hierophant, High Priestess, Sun, and the King of Wands all in one here. Purity is the only pathway back to the promised land. Certainty. Success is built on certainty and clarity, and lost in vacillation and confusion. This is judgment and justice. Therefore, the most empowering thing we can do is train our minds to be certain. We need to observe everything, discern wisely, study diligently, and put that knowledge to greater use. So many of us are afraid of failure, but failure is a necessary step to triumph. We reprogram ourselves to see our errors as lessons, guiding us to manifest our higher dreams. Never be afraid of a mistake. Be much more afraid not to make one. Lack of certainty is a dam blocking all the creative potential we have. An abundance of certainty, fiercely riding the wave, no matter what the odds or opinions, is a statement of our true spiritual power. Certainty is a profound illumination of our infinite intelligence. Ooh. All right, Scorpios, that's what I have for you today. If you like this reading, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. You can donate on my Cash App. You can order a personal with me on my Etsy, and you can enter to win that free reading on 12/12 by just putting free reading in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you all later. Bye.